Zaldrizes buzdaris gosdau.
Hello. It's been quite a while since I've done some casting leaks, so that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. Also, the latest round of leaked images from the filming of House of the Dragon Season 2. Please, I really enjoy making these videos. If you really enjoy watching them, one of the things you can do that will super help me out on my channel is subscribe. Like, slap a like on this video, please. That helps me out tremendously. The like goal is going to be 420, but for the most part, the best thing you can do for my channel is subscribe. And thank you for watching. Along that, and a super special shout out to my Patreon members over on patreon.com, specifically the North Must Remember, Breanne Johnson, Tyler Schnabel, and Destiny Phillips 420. Thank you for watching. And okay, the first casting I want to discuss for this video is this actor named Lloyd Howells. Now, this is a recent addition to fan speculation on him being casted in the series. I personally think he could be playing Cregan Stark, but there's some fan accounts on Twitter that think he could also be playing Bloody Ben Blackwood. But in my opinion, he fits more so, just from his looks, more so the role of Cregan Stark and just the Starks in general, because, well, look at him. He kind of looks like a Stark. Alright, so just real quick, if you're unaware, Cregan Stark is this dude who is the ruler, obviously, of House Stark during the time period known as the Dance of Dragons, but he's actually got a few nicknames that kind of give you the best description of him. He's about, if I had to guess, maybe 22. I don't know his exact age for the TV series, but he's 22 when the dance pops off, right? But he's called the Old Man of the North. So why would a 22-year-old be called an old man? Eh? It's because he's seen a lot of she's. He's been through a lot of stuff. And just like as a bit of a backstory, he's actually got someone who's ruling Winterfell for him because his father dies before he can become of age. That person is Bernard Stark. It's just Cregan Stark's uncle. So his uncle, Bernard, is ruling the North for quite some time. And then when Cregan comes of age and it's time for his uncle Bernard to relinquish the power of the North, he doesn't do so. So Cregan has to go about removing his uncle from power and instilling himself. His uncle kind of usurped his throne, so to speak, in Winterfell. So that will probably not be shown on the TV series. If it was, they would have allowed us to glimpse what was going on then in the North in the first couple of episodes of House of the Dragon Season 1, because that was during the time period that was happening. But now that they flash forward to the main timeline, 130 AC, we will not see Cregan having to wrestle the power from his uncle, right? But Cregan is known as the Old Man of the North, as one of his nicknames. He ends up at the very end of the series, and I will say spoilers. I guess I should start saying spoilers for all these videos, although I think 90% of the viewing audience for this content has already read Fire and Blood, so it's not really a spoiler for you. But just be warned, in the end, Cregan plays a massive role because he comes up really late, but he brings a bunch of Northmen with him that planned on dying, right, and never going back to the North. So that's the really interesting thing. It'll be when he comes down to do the Judgment of the Wolf, right? This is after Aegon and Rhaenyra are dead, and there's a council ruling, and basically Cregan comes down and lays judgment to all the people who had thought they got away from the atrocities and treasons they committed during the dance. But Cregan reminds everyone, no, Judgment of the Wolf, right? So that'll be interesting. He definitely executes a few characters, right? Just not getting into spoilers. Larry's the Footman is one of those dudes that's executed. He almost executes everybody's favorite Corlys the Sea Snake, but that's put a halt to. But like I said, I'm more interested to see how the TV series handles the fact that even though Cregan's doing a good thing, he brought down thousands of Northmen that are willing to die in a war that is no longer going on. So some of these Northmen stay in the south, they impregnate some southern ladies, some of them go across the narrow sea and form a sellsword company. So it'll just be really interesting to see what happens with that. But supposedly this dude, Lloyd Howells, has been cast as Cregan Stark. Okay, and then next up, or the next two rather, these are going to fly by because I've discussed them heavily. The first one is Clinton Liberty. He's going to be playing Adam of Hull. Adam of Hull is, like, one of my favorite characters in all of the dance, right? His story is extremely tragic, and I discussed pretty much the entirety of him in a video that I just released a few days ago. So check the link down below in the description, or just go look at my recent videos on my YouTube channel. But basically, he ends up dying in this massive battle known as Tumbleton Part 2, and when that happens, his loyalty is in question. Like, right before he goes into that Battle of Tumbleton and proves that he's loyal to the Blacks, his loyalty is brought up into question because Rhaenyra's super paranoid and thinks that she's going to be betrayed by all the Dragon Seeds instead of just Off-White and Hugh Hammer, right? And then another one is the actual Dragon Seeds themselves, right? These images are kind of far away, so we can't tell who's playing Nettles and who's playing Off-White, but we know Kieran Bew is going to be playing Hugh Hammer, and we know Adam of Hull is the dude all the way in the back, and he's going to be played by Clinton Liberty. Okay, so next up, the rumors for Daeron Targaryen are this dude, Aaron Hodgetts. Now, I will say he definitely looks similar to Olivia Cook, right? He could be playing someone else on the show, but it's kind of guaranteed that he's going to be playing at least some role. And I will say age range, he's young enough to play, or looks young enough, rather, to play Daeron the Daring. Now, if you're unaware, Daeron is a child of Alicent and Viserys. If you haven't read Fire and Blood, you wouldn't know that because he didn't appear in Season 1 House of the Dragon. Now, in canon, he is not in King's Landing when Viserys dies, but they didn't show him at all during the flashbacks, and he's actually about the age of Jace. Now, you may be thinking, oh, is he cut from the show? No! George R. Martin and Ryan Condal have specifically come out and said that Daeron is going to be joining the show in Season 2. And then also, you can go on the House of the Dragon site and look at the familial tree and see that there's enough lines descending from Alicent and Viserys' union to incorporate our boy Daeron Targaryen. Now, if you're unaware, Daeron is known as Daeron the Daring because during the battle of, I believe it's the Honey Wine, he ends up rushing in to save everybody, and he's dubbed Daeron the Daring by his uncle. His dragon is Tessarion, and if you're unfamiliar with what Tessarion looks like, it's actually kind of one of the most unique looking dragons, right? Tessarion, Daeron's dragon, is known as the Blue Queen, kind of opposite of Melee's, who's known as the Red Queen, right? And the dragon is a female, and it was supposedly the wings, the membranes on Tessarion are dark cobalt, and then her claws, belly, and then the crest of her scales are copper. So you got this cobalt and copper dragon that's going to look amazing. Amazing. Tessarion will for sure be one of the most beautiful dragons on the screen. So, once again, to reiterate, this dude, Aaron Hodgetts, is supposedly going to be playing the role of Daeron. To be completely honest, I wouldn't be upset if this guy doesn't play Daeron, because I know someone's going to be playing Daeron, and I know we'll get to see Tessarion on screen. The next casting I want to discuss is this actress known as Martina Laird, and they are supposedly going to be playing Marildo of Hull. Now, that has not been confirmed, to be completely honest. None of these castings have been confirmed, aside from Clinton Liberty and Kieran Bew. Clinton Liberty, once again, playing Adam of Hull, and Kieran Bew playing, we believe, when I say we, I mean every single person who's seen these leaks, think he's going to be playing Hugh Hammer, who's a dragon seed that claims the Old King's Mount Vermithor and wreaks havoc for the Blacks at first in the Battle of the Gullet, but then goes over to the Greens, right? So anyway, getting back on track here, Martina Laird is going to be playing Marildo of Hull. Now, if you're aware, Marildo of Hull, in short, is the mother of Alan Oakenfist, who's going to be played by Abu Bakr Salim. He doesn't actually ride a dragon. And then also Adam of Hull, who's played by Clinton Liberty, who does ride a dragon. So Marildo of Hull is basically a shipwright's daughter who sleeps around with Corlys secretly, and Rhaenys doesn't know about these affairs, and like that's in book canon, right? So on the TV show, they'll probably say, oh yeah, these are Laener's bastards, right? That's what everybody will think publicly, but we'll all know Laener's gay, so he didn't have two kids, right? Also, they're darker than he is, right? And they more closely resemble his father, Corlys Velaryon, right? So Marildo of Hull is called the Mouse, and they are from Hull, which is a shipyard on Driftmark, and that shipyard is where Corlys spent a lot of his time in. So Martina Laird has supposedly been cast as Marildo of Hull. Now the last two castings, or last three rather, two of them, Blood and Cheese. This actor named Sam C. Wilson is going to be playing Blood, and in short, Blood is a former Gold Cloaks member who used to work for Daemon when Daemon was commander of the City Watch, or the Gold Cloaks, right? Daemon gives them their golden cloaks that they're known by, but they're pretty much the City Watch, a troop of guards that are instilled with protecting the streets and the walls of King's Landing, right? This dude Blood is a former member of that organization, and he gets kicked out because of how brutal his tactics are. He supposedly RAPs women's and breaks people's face and stuff. So anyway, Sam C. Wilson's supposed to be playing Blood, and that's kind of been confirmed through a Witcher fandom leak site called Redanian Intelligence, right? And then the actor who's going to be playing Cheese, who is literally just a rat catcher that teams up with Blood in order to go kill Jaehaerys, he is going to be played by an actor named Mark Stabbart. And then the very last casting I want to discuss for this video is this actress known as Parker LePain will be playing Jane Eyre. And I think that's the most heavily speculated casting that I have, like the one that requires the most salt, so to speak, because there's really no confirmation for this. I think most of the people who claim this rumor are just saying that because Parker LePain does slightly resemble Emma Arryn. And Emma Arryn is Rhaenyra's mother. So just real quick, once again, Lloyd Howells is going to be playing Cregan. Clinton Liberty will be playing Adam of Hull. Aaron Hodgetts will supposedly be playing Daeron. Martina Laird will be Marildo of Hull. Mark Stabbart will be Cheese. Sam C. Wilson is Blood. And Parker LePain is Jane Eyre. Thank you all so much for watching. Please slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420. And please subscribe.
Zaltrizas Busdari Ixos Daor. Aluna.